Voila. Hey guys, it's Andrew from 510 Books. It is Thursday, March 17th, 2022. I'm in my garage, my lovely garage. I just got back from picking up my kids, but before that I spent most of the day going to some sourcing at the location I've talked about the last couple of weeks, where I get to access stuff in the back of the store, etc. And I found a decent amount of items for FBA and some good stuff, decent amount of items for my local sale. So let me share with you the stuff I found for FBA. I was able to go through a lot of books, CDs, DVDs, etc., and found some CDs and books that I'm going to send into Amazon. So let me show you that. There's 29 CDs, and the rest are books, which is what, 11 books? So not a ton of books, but it's fine with me. There's overall 40 items. I didn't find anything that was super high priced, nothing that was like over, I don't even think anything was over $35. But it's okay, 40 items, a decent amount, and also allowed me to find some stuff that that I can sell at my local sale, which I'll talk about in a second. So a lot of different types of things. Some of these cases are, oh shoot, I forgot to get the double one. It's okay. Some of the cases are cracked, so I brought some extra cases from the warehouse. I'm gonna have to replace a bunch of cases. Willie Banks. I remember watching this movie years and years ago. I didn't know Prince was the one who had most of the songs on the soundtrack. Then we got Garth Brooks. I don't know who those people are. And a variety of different books. We have 1000 Lights. We have the Autoimmune Solution on Filmmaking. We have Anti-Inflammatory Diet. Racing Weight Quick Start Guide. We have this one, which is a sealed, what are they called? Graphic novel. Mad Max Fury Road. So that's cool. Sympathizer, what's this? In the Realm of Hungry Ghosts. I don't know what that is. A couple other things. So yeah, overall it was a good FBA haul. I'm always glad when I find a decent amount for FBA. Of course I want to find more, but 40 is not so bad. It'll be a decent profit from what I spent on them. And like I said, I also found some good stuff for my local sale. Let's see, did I find anything for eBay? Not really. I'm not really looking for stuff for eBay unless it's something that really stands out to me or is easy to look up and shows a lot of potential profit. I'm just going to pass on stuff like that and just focus on Amazon and local sale. So for local sale, I'm always looking for video games, records, and Blu-rays. Those are the big three for me. I am looking for CDs as well. I did pick up probably 15-ish, maybe 20, I don't know, around 15-ish, 15 to 20 CDs that I can sell on my local sale as well. I picked up probably a decent stack of video games. Most of them were PC, but I did get a high value PlayStation 1 game. It was like Tekken something, which I've seen before and I've sold. I've seen various different ones of those games from PS1, and I've sold it for good money. I think it was going for like 27 to 30 bucks on FBA, but I'm going to sell it locally in my sale because I want to have a good selection. I want people to, when they come in to see see my store for the first time and they're looking at video games, want them to say, "Whoa, he's got a big selection," which I do. And it's always growing because I'm always adding new titles every single week. So I'm always going to pretty much always going to put video games into my local sale. Unless it's a video game that I can sell for over like $100 online, then I might just sell it online. I just had a thought of something else to talk about. See if I can come back to that in relation to that. But yeah, so I found some video games. I found a good amount of Blu-rays, like probably 20 plus Blu-rays. So that keeps me even more excited because I told you a little while back that I picked up 50 Blu-rays and there's some really great titles in there as a local buy. So now I've kind of flushed with Blu-rays. I'll keep looking for them if I come across them, but they won't be my main focus because I have a decent amount now. and I have a decent amount of video games as well. But I always like to just keep adding more and more and more so that I feel good about not running out of them. And also the big score, Blu-rays were a big score, and that PS1 was a big score, but the other big score is I came across records. So I got about 10 or so records, a couple of records that were in a genre that is really difficult. I've had a really hard time finding and people have been asking me about. So that was really good. A couple of the records were stuck together, like the sleeves, unfortunately. Gonna have to peel them apart. But otherwise, they're in really great shape. And so that was good. That was a really good find. And a couple of other random DVDs, as well as a few books that I'm going to put in my local sale. For instance, a couple of graphic novels. There was some specific cookbooks, because I know I do have some people that come in and look at cookbooks, and some that are, keto and paleo and that kind of stuff that's sort of popular nowadays. So I like to put that kind of stuff in there as well. So overall, it was a great haul. I got over 120 items, 40 of them for FBA, the rest for local sale. So yeah, so it was a good haul. The other thoughts that I had were, I don't think that's going to be the route for me to find enough CDs. So I know the last time I had Gaylords of CDs, I was complaining a lot. And it's not complaining about the opportunity to have access to so many. It's just the tedious process of going through them and having to have them occupy so much space in the store, because my warehouse is only 800 square feet and it's about 80%, if not more than 80%, 85% occupied by the retail space that I've turned it into. So I only have that one aisle that I can probably fit as many as, if I packed it in there, I could probably put 5 Gaylords. But to have some space, I can put 4. But each time that I have a sale, I've got to pull out every day, all 3 days, I've got to pull out all the Gaylords that I haven't finished with, and I have to put them outside. So it's not the end of the world. It's just a little, inconvenient. But anyway, so what I'm realizing is, though, in order to get enough steady supply of CDs, I'm probably going to have to go the Gaylord route. I'm not entirely giving up on other ways of finding CDs, but as far as a consistent way, that's really the route to go. And now I'm debating about, should I get Gaylord of just CDs or should I get mixed media? The downside to getting the mixed media for me personally is that it's very DVD heavy. So number one, there's just more DVDs in there. It seems like there's more DVDs. There might actually not be more DVDs than CDs just because they're bigger and they take up more space. But because they're bigger, longer, etc., they take up more space. And a lot of those, the majority of those, are ones that I can't sell in my store because I already have them, or it's not a super popular title that I'm going to bother with. So I'm going to end up having to just sell them in lots, whether it's loose DVD lots or non-loose DVD lots. I'll have to sell them that way, which just takes up time. But I think if I go the route of doing it loose DVDs, it'll probably be quicker, which is a way to get through those Gaylords faster that are mixed media. The rest of it, the CDs, the video games, some audiobooks, and who knows what else, random stuff that's in there, other types of media, is great. And of course, the quality DVDs that I find in there, I always find some good stuff, some TV box sets, of course the Blu-rays I'm looking for. If there's any, unique DVD titles that I don't have, or that I've sold off already that I need to replace, I always find some in there. So that's the thing I know I complained a lot about only having CDs in a Gaylord, is because there was just so many CDs to go through. What I'm thinking is, as a way to deal with that, is maybe to get 1 Gaylord of just CDs and then 2 Gaylords of mixed media. The ideal thing, I'm checking my source to see if they have any Gaylords of records. If they do, I might do that as well. And I do know, because I've done this in the past, I do know that the majority of those records, at least the last time I bought a Gaylord of records, a pallet of records, a lot of them were not that great of titles. You're not going to find classic rock and the Beatles for the most part in there. There's going to be some decent stuff. But what I'm realizing is, the longer that I sell vinyl, and it's also the same for CDs as well, people buy all kinds of stuff. I had someone buy like 10 or 12 Celtic music CDs. I had someone buy a bunch of reggae one time. I had someone buy a bunch of Hawaiian music one time. Stuff that doesn't sell that often or consistently. People will just show up and do that, and they do the same thing with records, where I will just suddenly, somebody will buy a bunch of classical, which I hardly ever sell. They'll buy a bunch of international stuff, or they'll buy some country, you know, a lot of different genres. What I'm realizing is it's actually okay to have some of these older records that not everyone's going to want to buy, but when the right person comes through, I will have those in stock. So I'm thinking maybe to do a Gaylord of CDs, mixed media, and records. If they have records. If they don't have records, then it'll probably be 2 Gaylords of mixed media. So I'll try and not complain about the tediousness of going through a Gaylord, but I can't promise anything. Hold on. Yeah, so that'll definitely always be a tedious thing, but it's a good thing, because out of a Gaylord of just CDs, I always find like 250, 300 CDs that I can put, more than that, but at least of like groups and individual artists that I can put out in my local sale, which is always awesome. As of right now, I don't have any. All I have is genre based, which is still good, but I definitely need to get more. So that's what I'm thinking, is that I'm heading in that direction to have a consistent flow of CDs for the most part. Also DVDs, I ran out. I've already put out all of the older classic movies that I have. I have 1980s and older movies. That's a popular section in my DVDs, of my DVD that I have out for sale on the shelves. And I put all of them out, so I have nothing else to put out. So, you know, having a steady supply of DVDs is also good. I can't always rely on donations or finding a bulk buy, that kind of thing. And I've noticed trying to find CDs to buy in bulk off of locally, off of like OfferUp or Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, is hard. Not finding as much. There's way more records, there's way more Blu-rays, there's way more video games. But CDs, there doesn't seem to be as many. Of course, if I keep looking, I'll eventually find them. But like right now, I am actively looking for records, bulk records. And I found a few. Problem is sometimes they're just far away, and it's hard to get out there and figure that out, a time to go out there and pick some of this stuff up. So I'm always looking for stuff that's super local. All right, guys, that's what's going on in my reselling life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I talk a lot about reselling books and other types of media on Amazon, eBay, and as well as locally. And yeah, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe. Take care.